Welcome to our podcast. I am Chiradeep, and with me is my co host Neeti. Today's topic is when values bend. We are diving into how we often hold others to certain moral standards, but shift those same standards when it comes to ourselves.
So, first of all, thank you. We appreciate and we are glad to see all of you here. We know with the change of time, it might have been difficult, but still, you took out time for us. We are truly grateful for that. Yes. So let's dive into the topic now. What do you say, Chirdi?
Yeah. Now, getting into the topic, to the subject, uh, imagine this. A group of people is presented with a scenario. There's a new medicine. It shows promise, but also has a serious side effects, even the risk of death in some cases. When asked if it should be released to the public, everyone says no. Now, the same group is told, you are now the board of directors of the so and so pharmaceutical company that made this drug. Same question is asked, should it be released? This time, almost everyone says yes. What just happened? Same people, same question, but different roles. What do you think this is? Any idea? Have you ever felt your decisions change just because your role or interest changed? Share an example with us. We would love to hear it from you. Raise your hands to speak or use the chat box, whichever convenient for you.
So, if we have examples related to such a scenario, yes, Bhanumati ji, please go ahead.
No, basically, it's not bending values. When you have two conflicting values and you have to choose, you basically do a cost benefit analysis and then you prioritize between two conflicting values. If I have to take the same case, two values, one is the side effects, moral values, which we call it's not good, it should not be released, lives are at stake, and then the other value I have is as a director of a company, I should be making more profit. I am accountable to my employees. I'm a team member. So I'm now in the role of a director and I have certain values as a director. So value A and value B are contradictory to each other. Then I have to choose between them. Then I do a cost benefit analysis. Then I decide which value to uh, uh, follow, and
So,
then
so
I
what
take
what what we asked is,
simple
if you have examples such as like the example we
the
gave.
the same example.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do
I'll
you
give you
have such
another.
examples? That was the
Yes,
question.
the other example is, say I have a value that I should help my, say for example, Neeti. I should help Neeti at any cost because she's a great friend of mine. And at the same time, I have a value that whatever money say Niti is calling me and saying, suddenly there is an emergency in the family, I have to admit somebody, can you lend me 2 lakhs of rupees? So my first value says that I have to help Niti. The second value, the 2 lakhs I have kept specially to pay my medical bills, which is I have to pay for the next week. I'm going to go for an operation, and that 2 lakhs I have to pay for my medical bill. So now these are conflicting values. एक value बोलता है नीति को help करना, the other one. So now I have to do cost benefit. I have to prioritize which one is more important for me, helping Niti or my operation.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Avijit?
Yeah, so can you guys hear me first of all?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Loud and clear.
I'm at a very yes, I'm at a very crowded place right now. I don't mind switching on my video for a minute, but it's not going to be a anything. All right. So thing is this example. My core value is to say that people should not cheat when they are in a relationship, and when they're in a committed relationship, they should not cheat. The person who is cheating, let's say, on his or her partner, Being my friend, I defend that person. I'm like नहीं इसका केस अलग है, ये क्यों चीट कर रहा है मेरे को पता है इसके पीछे के रीजंस क्या है. But someone else cheating, I am like, what a cheater. Once a cheater, always a cheater, and I judge that person left, right, etc. वही मेरा दोस्त है. I'm like, नहीं नहीं इसका पता है मेरे को कि क्यों कर रहा है. So
Absolutely.
that's my conflicting thing here.
You are on point, Abhijit, as always. Thank you. Yes, Niti.
So basically, the idea being that we do not enjoy when people gossip about us. हमारे बारे में कोई कुछ बोलता है तो हम लोग को बहुत गुस्सा आता है and we fight left. We just fight कि हमारे लिए ऐसा बोला कैसे. Then we can go to any extent to defend ourselves, to counter that person. But have you ever paused to think कि हमने कितनी बार gossip किया है about people? Okay, I'll give you a benefit कि हम लोग ने initiate नहीं किया होगा. But we have been a part of gossip a lot of times. But we do not like people gossiping about us. That's another example.
I have an example. Can I give?
Yes.
Am I allowed to give, Niti?
No, you're not, but okay.
So it just came to my mind right now. When we watch TV serials, okay, the great Ekta Kapoor serials, okay, and we kind of try to evaluate each characters and say, कैसे माँ बाप है? How can they do that to their child or daughter or son? But if our son in our family, if something happens exactly how the son in the TV or the daughter does in the serial, if the same thing he does at our home, then our role changes. We behave and we started to judge and we started to control our son or whoever the family member is. वो एक बात मुझे याद आया. Like हम लोग बोल देते हैं, even the parents, my auntie and all, they all used to literally judge the parents in the serial. But when it comes to them, रियलिटी स्ट्राइक होता है, फिर खत्म हो जाता है वो जो ओपन माइंडेडनेस, वो खत्म हो जाता है. कंजर्वेटिविज्म चला आता है. So that's one thought came to my mind. So we preach, especially to our children, the same thing which I was talking about high moral values. And honestly, we do it with almost everyone around us whenever we get an opportunity. But do we really follow them? That we have to ask ourselves. How many times have we acted against our own moral standards and still judged others for doing the same? Take something as basic as lying. We expect honesty from everyone, but how often have we told a white lie? White lie and just lie, these are all our convenience. Just to suit like what Avijit gave that example, it's same. Because he is my friend, I know the situation. So better know the situation of the other person before judging. That should be the case. But it's same about white lie, and then we justified it to ourselves. I don't know how convincing our क्या बोलते हैं एडवोकेसी अबाउट दैट वाइट लाई, कितना हम लोग दूसरों को कन्विंस कर सकते हैं पता नहीं है. बट टू आवरसेल्व्स वी कन्विंस, वी जस्टिफाई इट. व्हाट डू यू से, नीति?
ऐसा लगता है ना चिरदीप कि मोरालिटी बहुत फ्लूइड हो चुकी है. It's become very fluid, not because the ethics do not matter, but its meaning has become negotiable. अब बड़ा negotiate करने लगे हम लोग. और राइट और रॉन्ग जो पहले बहुत ज्यादा ग्राउंडेड रहते थे कॉन्शियस में कि हमारी कॉन्शियस क्या है, अब एक्चुअली उसकी ग्राउंडिंग चेंज होके ना कन्वीनियंस बन चुकी है.
कन्वीनियंट बन चुकी है, कॉम्प्रोमाइज ज्यादा हो रहा है बस.
कन्वीनियंस बन चुकी है, तो कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग सारे हिपोक्रिट्स बन चुके हैं। कुछ बोलना कुछ है, करना कुछ है, किसी और के लिए कुछ, हमारे लिए कुछ, अपनों के लिए कुछ, पराओं के जो जिनको हम लोग नहीं जानते. सो वी ऑल आर, we tell that others are hypocrite, but somewhere if we reflect, we all are. So now, first let's understand by the dictionary meaning what morality is. So by, if I read out the Oxford Dictionary, it means morality means the principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong, good and bad behavior. Psychology defines it as human capacity to distinguish between right and wrong and to act accordingly, often shaped by a system of beliefs about proper conduct within a society. So if we see, दोनों के definition almost similar है, but psychology ने एक layer और add कर दिया है, that is right and wrong and how we come to believe it because of the society thing. Or I will say it's not just the society. If I'll add, it is the upbringing, it is the environment, it is our personal experiences, and the way we all individually have processed those experiences. All these have shaped our morals today. Right? So now my question to all of you, have you ever paused to think where your sense of right and wrong has come from? All of you. आपके ये कहाँ आए हैं? Right and wrong, ये sense कहाँ से आ रहा है? Where is it grounded from?
Right and wrong, black or white, it's like we love to label actions as either one or the other. We love that. But what about the grays and all the other shades in between? We live in those grays every day. But when it comes to others, we want to box everything into just two categories, right or wrong, black and white. Do you think we do that?
Okay, Bhanumati ji has something to add here.
Yeah.
First and foremost, right or wrong is itself very relative. What is right for me may not be right for you or for others. So first is it's relative. Number one, right and wrong concept comes to us it is initiated during our childhood. But gradually when we start experience this world, we cannot afford to be rigid because of the change. As we evolve, even the concept of right and wrong also starts evolving. So I may have a value for something right, but then it all depends on the context and the time, place. So everything matters. So one rule is not applicable for all types. And of course, if I have to take Mahabharata, for example, uh, Krishna had to resort to that like Ashwatthama because in order to make Dronacharya weak. So that was a context. People, of course, I can always say Krishna भी झूठ बोलता है तो हम तो बोल ही सकते हैं. But if you look at the context, so that context might make it necessary for me to lie. And if it is for a greater benefit, if किसी को बचाना है, so it's all relative. There is nothing you cannot categorize that यही right है और यही wrong है. It's relative.
Actually, that's correct. But the only thing that we are trying to bring out is we act subjectively. भानुमति जी आपने एकदम सही बोला. हम लोग सिचुएशन के हिसाब से एक्ट करते हैं, अपने हिसाब से. And as Abhijit also mentioned, जब situation हम लोग को पता होती है, but we are quick to judge others because we do not know their situation. We are quick to pass a comment, taunt, remark, gossip, कुछ भी. That's the point. And here, as we enter the next segment, I'll just give a disclaimer that whenever I say you or we, so let's keep it generic. It may not be directly related to you. आप उस situation में नहीं होगे, but maybe आप किसी को जानते होगे जो उस situation में होगा, या You might know that person closely or maybe from a distance, but so let's keep it very generic. And Abhijit already started that topic because the next segment is also about cheating. So most of us have been taught and we deeply believe that cheating is incorrect. But again, do we live by that belief? And infidelity has become very common. चाहे वो committed relationship में हो, चाहे वो marriages में हो. And we know that it's happening. But do we do anything about it? The point is, let's go back to our school days. कितनी बार जब हम लोग एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में बैठे होते थे और हम लोग किसी और को चीट करता हुआ देखते थे तो कितनी कितनी अंदर से एक वो होती थी, सर देखो वो चीट कर रहा है, सर देखो वो मेरी पेपर से कॉपी करके लिख रहा है. वी ऑल यूज्ड टू डू दैट. बट नाउ डू वी डू इट? डू वी कॉल आउट दोज पीपल हु आर चीटिंग? Forget about calling out their names or calling them out in public. Because of some social status, some society norms, do we even stop hanging out with them? Even if we know that the person is cheating, we still become friends. We still continue our friendship. Even if I would say not a very close friend, अगर हमारे social circle में है, हम लोग को पता है, हम लोग फिर भी चुपचाप will accept and will continue. So what are we doing? Chiradeep, what are we doing?
I don't know. We forgot to draw the line probably in everything in life.
The point is we will hang with the same person, but behind that person's back we'll gossip about the person.
We do that.
That's hanging out with a person is a choice, and I'm nobody to judge the choice. आपने करना है, you know it, still you want to be fine, but at least do not gossip, do not judge the person's choices.
I mean, hanging out is a different role we play, and when we gossip about the same person we are hanging out, we play a different role.
That's what I call hypocrisy. कि आप पीछे उसकी बुराई कर रहे हो और सामने उसके साथ भी रहे.
Absolutely.
So I either of the things. Why both?
And have you ever thought about how cheating itself is subjective? We have already discussed couple to couple. For some, even thinking about an ex while being in a relationship could be seen as emotional cheating. For others, it might not hold the same weight. But what do we often do? We judge others based on our moral standards. Some might say it was just a thought. Nothing actually happened. Why make a fuss? While others may argue, it's natural to think of your ex once in a while. They were a part of your life, after all. Isn't that true? We hold others accountable to our version of morality while justifying our own lens. Have you ever judged someone and later realized you might have done the same in a different context? Tell us honestly, what made you reflect? Raise your hands to speak or use the chat box.
Anyone?
I will come back on this, but I need some time, Chiradeep. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something.
I understand.
I'm ordering something, so yes, I'll come back on this.
Yeah. Okay.
हमारे लिए भी ऑर्डर करो भाई.
Okay. Are we saying we shouldn't have moral values?
भानुमति टिकट निकाल के पुणे आओ, जो चाहिए ऑर्डर करता हूँ तुम्हारी.
Okay. Okay, let's move on. As Abhijit is ordering and ready to speak. So we'll just move on. Should I, Niti?
Yes, please continue.
Okay. Are we saying we shouldn't have moral values? Not at all. Not at all we are saying that. We set values to help us take responsibility for our actions. They guide us to decide between right and wrong. Fair enough? Fair enough. But here's the catch. Can your right be my right too? Maybe in some situations, yes. But in others, maybe not. We all want to be good humans. And that's why we try to do the right thing. But even this right or good shifts depending on the situation. For example, let's say two siblings are taking care of their ailing parent. One leaves a high paying job and moves back to home to take care of them. The other continues working from another city but sends money and arranges the best care possible. Who's right here? Both, maybe. Depending on how you define responsibility and love. What do you say, Niti?
Absolutely. But again, if we reflect, लोग बात करेंगे. We'll not stop talking. We'll try. हमारा अपना एक लेंस होगा कि उस टाइम पेरेंट्स को इमोशनल अवेलेबिलिटी की चाहिए. देखो एक आया, दूसरे को पेरेंट्स की चिंता नहीं है, वो वहीं बैठा हुआ है. और जो जॉब छोड़ के आएगा उसके लिए सब बोलेंगे कि क्या किया, अब इतना जॉब कैसे मिलेगा उसको दोबारा, क्या जरूरत थी छोड़ के आने की. People will not stop talking. I mean, and what we need, what we are asking, reflect. Are we one of them? What if we are, then aren't we living a life of double standards? अपनी लाइफ में फोकस करने की जगह हम लोग क्या फोकस कर रहे हैं? हमारा फोकस कहाँ जा रहा है? What are we trying to create for ourselves and others, and why are we doing it? So empathy, again, a term that has existed since, I would say, donkey's years, but it has come to spotlight quite lately. And interestingly, वो जैसे ही spotlight में आया, almost सबके moral values की book में घुस गया. And everyone started calling, oh, I am an empath, I am an empath. Everybody wants to be an empath. But the point is, being an empath, calling ourselves an empath is one thing. But do we exhibit empathy? Do we really do that in our words and our behavior? And I'm extremely sorry if I am sounding judgy. Itna judgment ke baare mein bol ke, if I'm sounding judgy, then maybe I am. But what's the point? So basically, moral values are subjective and flexible. We may call some moral values for our own selves as non-negotiables. ये वाले जो values हैं, इसके साथ I am never going to negotiate. For me, I would call respect is a completely non-negotiable. Respect for life is non-negotiable. So whenever I see disrespect, बहुत गुस्सा आता है. It actually burns me down. Do I judge? I do. I would not deny. I do. Do I act? Not always. But I try to. Jaha, again, it's situational. But lately I've realized that it has started impacting my sanity. I have become more selective in my words and in my actions. I now choose to walk away from such scenarios rather than judge or set high moral ground for others and create a chaos. सबको ज्ञान देने से ज्यादा अच्छा है, आप पूरी दुनिया को नहीं सुधार सकते हो. सबके अपने सेट स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं टू थिंक, टू एक्ट. आप नहीं सुधार सकते हो. What you can do is you can take the responsibility of your own self and you can walk out of that area. So that's what I've started to. Is this correct? Maybe. Maybe not. For others, they might feel that what am I doing? But if I have to talk about myself, yes, for me it is. This is the right choice that I have made for myself. So I would ask all of you, what is that one or two non-negotiable for you? क्या आप लोग रिफ्लेक्ट कर पाए हो कि आपका moral value non-negotiable क्या है? And how far can you go to protect it? So I really if you people have thought about it, or maybe right now being here are able to reflect on it, what is that one moral value that is that is non-negotiable for you? Who would want to begin? Yes, Abhi.
Sabijit.
So yeah, so one non-negotiable, right? One non-negotiable for me is trust. So once there's a breach of trust, or once the trust is broken, then it becomes very hard and very tough for me to form that trust again. Same applies if I happen to break someone else's trust. Even if this person in front keep saying that हाँ ठीक है अब हो गया, I'm okay to trust you. Somewhere ना मेरा अंदर ये चलता रहता है कि पता नहीं he or she might be just saying it, but they actually don't trust me anymore. And that's very very important for me. Now, as Niti was saying, I take the responsibility for my actions and everything. I get that, but even in my view, the thing again, somewhere it again becomes convenience. मेरा core value of trust, मेरे लिए जो ट्रस्ट ब्रेकिंग है वो शायद चिरागदीप ने मेरा ट्रस्ट ब्रेक किया, ये जब मैं बोलूंगा चिरागदीप बोलेगा लेकिन मैंने तो ये किया था, हाउ कैन यू से दिस ब्रोक योर ट्रस्ट. सो ये ना बहुत ही फ्लूइड और बहुत ही सब्जेक्टिव टॉपिक है. एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड यू गाइस, आई शुड अपलॉड यू गाइस बोथ ऑफ यू टू यू नो पिक सच अ सेंसिटिव टॉपिक एंड ब्रिंग इट आउट फ्रंट, बिकॉज ये इतना फ्लूइड है ना. दिस कैन गो फ्रॉम बीइंग वेरी ओके टू टॉक टू सडनली टू ऑफेंसिव एंड से हाँ तो मेरा काम हो गया तो उसमें क्या है. Isn't it okay to for me to look out after my own good, right? So I understand taking the responsibility of the actions. I understand empathy. These are all uh, continuously used words now, but trust is my non-negotiable, to answer your questions and answer your question. And it's again very subjective. Me saying somebody broke my trust and somebody saying ये trust breach था ही नहीं, you are looking at it as a trust breach. अभिजीत ये problem तेरा है, so हमेशा मेरा ही problem रहने वाला है. But yes, I will only take it with a pinch of salt always. So that's my answer.
Thank you so much. Anybody else? I do have, but after listening to Abhijit, I don't know whether it is. There are so many things. Respect is one thing. Probably respect for me, what I feel respect is. For someone else, respect is something else. Culturally, I mean, if I, like in India, if we don't force to our guest, I mean, if we don't offer food and continuously khao khao karke agar nahi bole, so that is bad manner. And in Western culture, if you force a lot, that's a bad manner. So what is mannerism in different context? Again, Bhanumati ji bole the, context is very much essential. But there are some, I feel like love is absolute. For me, love is absolute. उसको तो बहुत चाय पानी जैसा पी रहे लोग. Empathy, same. I mean, it's part of love and compassion. So उसको भी मैं empath करके बोल दूंगे, then you will go and shout in your family. वो कहाँ empathy जाता है पता नहीं है. So empathy has a boundary. Convenience. You can professionally show how empathetic you are, but at home, like उड़िया में एक बात होता है, घर में भूत बाहर दूत. बाहर दूत मैंने like बाहर में you are an angel, घर में भूत. So are we like that? फ्लूइड कर देते हैं एकदम. आई मीन पानी जैसा, जहां भी जैसा भी सूट करेगा, कोई भी डिश में, आई मीन कोई भी पॉट में रहेगा तो वैसा लेवलिंग कर लेगा. सो इज दैट आवर वैल्यू सिस्टम? दैट्स क्वाइट अ, आई मीन आई विल कीप pondering on it. Then if we actually self-evaluate, we will find how hypocritical we are in our life. And that self-discovery probably will make us a better human in future. So please tell your friends to join our podcast more and more so that you will understand. Anyway, that's a joke. Okay.
राधे सही था. सही था चिराग.
तो प्रमोशन कहाँ से आ गई चिराग?
Okay, because everybody is serious, so I thought let's go. Okay, let's agree to disagree with ourselves and with others. That's the crux we want to drive home today. Moral values are crucial, but we are all evolving, and so are our environment and our generations. What was held as high moral ground for our parents or grandparents has shifted in meaning and importance for us today. Take values like honesty or truth. Are they not important for us? Of course, they are. But let's be honest, we act on them based on our conveniences, depending on the situation and the role we are playing. We already discussed, so many situations. And just like that, these values continue to shift depending on who we are with and what we are going through and what feels right in that particular moment. So here's the ask. Let's not be too harsh, not on ourselves and not on others as well. Okay. So let's give ground to ourselves to understand. For us, we need a ground where we can understand instead of passing judgment. Okay. मैं बोल लूंगा तो बोलता रहूंगा. Please, Niti, continue.
No, we have actually come to the end, and before we close, yes. So we would really like to hear from you. Have you ever caught yourself judging someone based on your own moral yardstick? Or maybe realized how easily you bend your own values when it suited you? So that's what we would want you to, if you are comfortable and if you would like to share, please go ahead. Yes, Bhanumati ji, please go ahead.
No, actually, after listening to all this, you were saying, no, we gossip about other people. We are hypocrite. I'm reminded of a chapter in my school, higher secondary level. There was in English. There was a chapter called "Old Proverbs Made New" by Stephen Leacock. I'll never forget that. There was one proverb: "Those living in glass houses ought not to throw stones." The meaning of that was, if you are living in a glass houses, you should not throw stones, because if somebody throws stones in your at you, the glass will break. But Stephen Leacock says no, it is wrong. You should keep throwing stone at others, so they will be busy protecting themselves. They will not be in a position to throw stone at your house. So that's what happens. We gossip about other people and keep them in a defensive mode, so that they don't turn back and start offending in an offensive mode, so that we end up defending ourselves. So the proverbs, everything keeps changing. Our values also keep changing. So we have to adapt ourselves to changing values. And I don't have any fixed value, because I have seen so much in life, ups and downs. So it doesn't apply in my life. For example, if I have to talk about respect, so if I'm having a job where if my job will be at stake, and if my boss is disrespecting me, and if my core value is no, nobody should disrespect me, then I may end up losing a job. So cost benefit analysis करना ही पड़. ठीक है, वो गाली दे रहा है, कम से कम मंथ एंड में सैलरी तो मिल रहा है. I would rather take it and take the. See, it's how you look at it. कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस लाइफ में हर वक्त करना पड़ता है. You have to strike a balance. You can't be rigid with your values. At times you have to compromise on those values if you have to survive in this world. Otherwise you will be isolated, you'll be out of the race. So for me, no value is absolute. It's all flexible.
So that's role morality when we
think
keep
this
changing
needs,
our
sorry, Niti.
as per.
Yeah, please go ahead.
No, I was just saying that it's role morality. So
Yeah,
whichever
role
role
model.
we play, we change our morals as per our role. So that is what.
Convenience.
And again, I
Basically,
would
it's a
just
question of survival. You have to survive in this competitive world. It's a question of survival. Otherwise, you are out. Like
Absolutely. So the basic,
adaptability is the key, basically.
okay, okay. Abhijit, you want to say something?
मुझे मुझे अभिजीत बोलने से पहले मुझे सिर्फ याद आ रहा है वो जो द प्रोवर्ब्स भानुमति जी बोले, वो बॉलीवुड वाला चुरा लिए है शायद।
नहीं, वो हमारे स्कूल में था, द
हाँ हाँ,
ओल्ड
बॉलीवुड वाले
प्रोवर्ब
चुरा लिए, वो
सेड।
डायलॉग बनाया गया है ना
ओ, आई डोंट
कि
नो
जिसके
दैट।
घर
आई
शीशे में
आई
जिस
डोंट नो
आई डोंट नो
जिनके
एग्जैक्टली।
प्रदीप, आई डू द नीडफुल। जिनके घर, खुद के घर शीशे के होते हैं, वो
अच्छा
दूसरों
अच्छा,
के घर में पत्थर नहीं थे।
हाँ, वो
पत्थर
था
फेंकना नहीं
वो
ठीक है।
ओरिजिनल प्रॉवर्ब, बट स्टीफन
दैट वाज द
लीकॉक बोला।
ओरिजिनल।
हाँ, स्टीफन लीकॉक बोला नहीं, वो गलत है। तो तुम पत्थर फेंकते रहो कि दूसरों को मौका ही मत दो तुम्हारे घर पे फेंकने के लिए, वो अपना घर
अच्छा
बचाने
ओके।
में बिजी रह जाए। दैट्स व्हाट स्टीफन लीकॉक said. If I have to translate it in Hindi, I hope I have made a good translation, Niti, because I'm not a Hindi speaking person.
No, no, you
ओके
did
ओके,
that.
थैंक यू
It was
थैंक यू। अभिजीत प्लीज।
Yeah, I guess all I want to say is I think it's even when Manumati said, right, it's all about survival. So ultimately, it's a choice. You make a choice and you stick to it. That's it. वो तुम ना बहुत ज्यादा वो मेरे वैल्यूज, कोर वैल्यूज और मेरे कोर वैल्यूज के हिसाब से दुनिया चलनी चाहिए, ये तो कभी जिंदगी में होगा नहीं. So you either choose survival or you choose your core values. If you're okay to die for your core values, so be it. Stick to it as well. Point is stick to something. That's all I'm going to say. Stick to something. But one thing which is very, very close to you, that's it. अब उसको कितना शिवा होना है वो तो लाइफ ही बताएगी, बट लेट्स डू दैट, राइट. एंड यस, वो जिनके घर शीशे के होते हैं, आई टेक इट बोलना में तो मिथुन चक्रवर्ती बोल दिया, जिनके घर शीशे के होते हैं वो बेसमेंट में कपड़े बदला करते हैं, तो उसका भी एक रखो दिमाग में कि गो एंड चेंज योर क्लोथ्स इन द बेसमेंट बिकॉज़ योर हाउस ऑफ लाइफ इट्स ओके, जस्ट कीप गोइंग, इट विल कीप शिफ्टिंग, तो हो गया.
so basically हम लोग कहीं ना कहीं ये मानते हैं कि हम लोग हैं हिपोक्रेट।
यस
अगर है तो उसको लेट्स ओन द हिपोक्रेसी दैट वी कैन।
यस
Let's own it.
यस।
Before we say out things to others, let's reflect that hey, and there is no. Uh, I know hypocrisy is a bad word, and we would not want ourselves to be called, but we are. Let's agree that we are.
वी आर ऑल
बैड
वर्किंग, सॉरी।
दूसरों को बोलते वक्त हिपोक्रेसी बैड वर्ड हो जाता है, खुद को बोलते वक्त फिर और ज्यादा बुरा लगता है. कुछ बैड नहीं है, सही है. वी आर ऑल हिपोक्रेट्स, लेट्स ओन दैट.
And one more thing I want to add, Niti, Dale Carney ने बोला है, criticism is a disguised compliment. If somebody is gossiping about you, you can treat it as a compliment. Film stars pay to create gossips so that उनका अगला movie चले. It's like that. If people are talking about you, उनका मन में मैं ही भरा हुआ हूँ. It's a compliment. So how you look at it?
So
I
I would say भानुमति जी, हमारे जो वैल्यूज हैं आजकल इंस्टाग्राम के एल्गोरिदम से चलते हैं,
विच इज
तो
डेंजरस।
which is
What
dangerous.
is that? Hey, what is that? I didn't. And what Instagram का algorithm
Algorithm,
क्या है?
algorithms.
I
Actually that
don't
will
know.
go elsewhere, so let's
Okay,
come
no,
back
no.
to
You
our subject.
explain to me. Okay, one second. Let's explain. What is that?
It's very simple, भानुमति जी, जो बिकता है उसको और बेचो.
Oh,
So
अच्छा.
whatever.
Okay,
So that's some you need to figure out कि अभी क्या बिक रहा है, क्या चल रहा है, and you just start promoting it. Good, bad,
okay,
doesn't matter.
okay,
Doesn't matter.
okay.
Yeah.
So, so now when I was talking about that moral values are fluid, it's based on now not on conscious but on convenience. Along with convenience, I'll add algorithms of the social media.
Mm.
So that's where we are.
Mm. I feel we are all work in progress, and conversations like these help us pause and reflect. I have already promoted, uh, invited all of you to promote our podcast. Thank you for joining us today, especially at the changed timing. It's a
Okay,
difficult timing.
before do we want further change in the timing?
Yeah,
Was it because of the timing or was it because of the link confusion?
yeah.
Now I am confused. Why?
And we will work out on our timings,
Okay.
and we will see which is the right time, which is the best time on Saturdays, because all other days are not convenient for us. So we will definitely inform all of you. So Niti, we are good to close.
Absolutely. And Chiradeep has already promoted us, so we'll not do any further promotion. But if you feel like, you can share our YouTube channels. Chiradeep, would you be kind enough to share the link in the chat?
Yeah, sure. No.
You can, if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share it with your friends if you feel that this particular podcast may resonate with them. और अब आपके पास टॉपमेट का ही एक, we hope you'll get a link from Topmate for feedback. So if you feel to give us a feedback,
Yes.
please be generous enough to give us a feedback there.
Yes.